Oh my God, this truck in front of us is smoking so bad I think I'm gonna have to turn my windshield wipers on. Folks, we are on our way to a Craigslist purchase. My mother is gonna be kind enough to let me borrow some money to get this camera on Craigslist because, you know, this one's busted and it shakes and it's, you know, this security guard knocked this one out of my hand. Anyway, it's broke on the bottom where it mounts to a tripod, so it's not real stable. I'm going to get a new camera. I'm picking up a Canon Vixia something or another. Anyway, I'll show you that in a later video, but I just wanted to say thank you to my mom for borrowing me some money to get this camera and let me pay it off over time, and
how much time?
However much time, I don't know. It depends on how many.
I hope.
It depends on how many views you get.
Oh.
If you get a whole bunch of views and you act real stupid, I might get a lot of views and then I can pay it off quicker.
You're gonna pay me before I die?
Well, I hope so.
All right, then.
Hopefully I can pay you before I die.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that. You're right. I need to get it before you die.
Yep. That's right. So, folks, that was what we didn't expect that to happen. I replied to the ad, wanting to know some questions about the camera, and the guy called us during lunch, and we're on our way there now to pick it up. So, she said that she would let me borrow the money.
If we like it.
Well, I think we're going to like it. He said it's like new, barely used, and it's an $1,100 camera for $250. So.
Why is he selling it so cheap?
Probably because he needs the money. He probably needs the money. I don't care. Whatever.
Oh, you gotta care.
I bought it on Craigslist. You gotta care. What I care about is if it works or not. Okay? That's all I care about. Oh, it has a remote control too. So when I'm on the boat fishing and I hook one, all I gotta do is turn around and push the remote and it starts recording me. So I won't have to freaking just sit there and let it run and then go back and edit all the parts out where I'm not doing nothing. It'll be cool. I'm really excited about it. It's awesome.
Remember when you used to come home from school with the bottoms of your sneakers all melted?
Are you gonna tell another story while we're here? Might as well tell them about it.
Well, he come home from school and the rubber on his sneakers were all melted. I said, what happened? How did your sneakers get like that? He said, well, I when I was coming home through the woods, I saw a little fire and I had to put it out. Okay. Well, things like that kept happening with little fires that he had to put out. Well, then I found that he was finding spent lighters, but they still had a little flick when you flicked it. So it wasn't a fire, but it was a spark, just enough for him to
start a fire with.
So after realizing that he was starting to have some kind of problem,
I had a pyromania problem when I was how old?
You were about 6 and a half maybe.
Elementary school.
His father had left us, and I think that was part of the trauma. Anyway,
Dad left, and I was going to burn everything. I was going to burn the world down.
I called the fire prevention chief over to the house and talked to him, and had him talk to Kevin. And Kevin was so young that I didn't think he could understand what being dead meant. So anyway, the fire prevention chief
still ain't scared.
Gave him a badge. Was it fire badge or something?
Yeah, and a little plastic hat.
A little fire chief hat.
He made me a junior fire chief.
And told him that whenever he saw a little fire anywhere, that he was supposed to put it out.
Yep.
He was a fireman. So for a few months, everything worked well. Then it started continuing to happen again. And so I called the fire prevention chief, and I said, I think he needs to understand what being dead means. So I said, can we take him to a fire station and let them take something and burn it right in front of him so he can see that dead means gone. It's gone, you know.
You're gonna burn something and kill it in front of me?
Well,
They burned my shoes.
I don't remember what we...
They were probably
did.
alive.
Anyway, they did that, and that worked for a little while.
Get over so the UPS guy can get out.
And then, one day when I was at the grocery store, I got a call over the loudspeaker, and Kevin was setting fire to the fence on the outside of the grocery store where they stored crates and boxes and stuff.
Lit the grocery store on fire while my mom was in there shopping.
And I used to shop there all the time, so the guy says, I'm sorry, but I have to call the police. I said, that's okay. I said, I had decided that if this didn't work, what I have been trying to do with the fire prevention chief, I also had him come over one day and show him pictures of people that were all burnt up real bad, so he could see what could happen to him.
That's...
Before I took him to the fire
Wow, that's
station.
enough to make a kid go crazy.
Well, it didn't.
Showing pictures of burnt up people.
It didn't work because I
Still set fires.
So we
Still come home smelling like smoke.
Yeah.
I was probably burning pine straw to cover up the cigarette smell.
Well, I don't know what it was.
I wasn't smoking that young.
Anyway.
Not cigarettes anyway.
So the police came over and I told them about the whole situation, and we had to go to child services or something.
Oh boy.
And they decided that he needed a big brother from the Big Brother program.
Yeah, I remember this now. I remember getting a big brother.
So he got a big brother who was in the military, and he started coming over, and they would go do different things every couple of weeks.
We go surfing and
that seemed
stuff like that.
That seemed to work pretty well because he never did it anymore.
He let me sneak a little beer every once in a while.
But I was always worried every time they would say there was a fire somewhere. I had to remember where had he been. I didn't
Make sure it
know
wasn't me
if
that's...
it could have been him or not.
Oh boy.
And then the house next door caught fire one time.
Yeah.
In the carport.
It was me.
And I was afraid it was him. And
Yeah.
the fire prevention chief came over and we had a good discussion. And he told me no, that it couldn't have been him that did that. So
It was.
with a sparkler. It
Yeah.
was 4th of July.
It was 4th of July, and I burned my finger on a sparkler or something, and I went to bed after the fact, and I had my finger in a cup of ice because it burnt. It hurt. So I fell asleep, and when I woke up, my finger was in a cup of water that had been spilt in the bed with me, and there were red lights flashing all around the bedroom. So the fire department was next door putting the house out. I had been over there playing with a sparkler, and in their carport, I remember touching the hot part of the sparkler to the inside rim of a tire that had no wheel on it. And I'm pretty sure that probably had a very, very small flame that I was unable to see, or whatever. I don't know, but it's very strange coincidence that house burned down that night.
No, the house didn't burn down.
Well, just the carport
Just the carport had
and part of the
had a
kitchen.
problem.
So
But that was before he got the big brother.
I think it was my fault.
That was in between all that other stuff that I mentioned before. I forgot to put that in there. So that's it.
So
for
that's
that
about it, huh?
situation.
That's it. That's enough for this story, folks. I know that y'all like these stories, but we'll keep them.
See you next time, everybody.
Yeah, Redneck Ranting Rampager, or whatever you want to call yourself.
Redneck.
Mama. Redneck, ranting redneck, the ranting redneck,
Mama Rager.
something.
Mama
Redneck
Rant.
ranting rage,
Mama
rant and rage, redneck mama. Y'all put a comment down below. What's a good name for her? A YouTube name. Bye.
And then a couple days later, she came back to me at the grocery store. And I think there was an electric car at Kelly's. she's a good woman. She's done a lot of good things.
Folks, look at these sand mountains. They're called sand dunes, but they're white, crystal white. It's actually made from quartz crystal that is deep in the ocean, and it rubs together and stuff or whatever. I don't know, and it ends up turning into sand. But this is what our beaches are made out of down here. It's white quartz crystal.